Mercedes didn't build a concept car. They built a warning shot aimed directly at the entire future of performance. This is the AMG GT XX concept. 1,360 horsepower. A drag coefficient so low it sounds like science fiction. And a design language that looks like it escaped a movie set in 2055. Let's break down why this might be the most important EV supercar concept in the last decade. Let's start with the design, because this thing doesn't look like a car. It looks like an art installation made out of performance anxiety. The front end is pure AMG aggression, but the surfaces, smooth, uninterrupted, almost liquid metal. You've got active aero panels that shift like mechanical gills, lighting strips that pulse, and proportions that feel like Mercedes asked, what if a Grand Tourer was shaped by aerodynamics instead of tradition? And honestly, it works better than it should. Now let's talk numbers, because this is where things get, well, artificial future. The AMG GT XX concept uses Axial-Flux electric motors. If you're not familiar, these are the motors you use when you want ridiculous power in a space normally reserved for your morning latte. AMG claims 1,360 horsepower, but that's not even the wild part. Drag coefficient, 0.198. That's airplane territory. This thing is less a car and more a rolling physics exploit. Now, before we jump into aerodynamics, there's a whole layer of tech in this car that deserves a moment. First up, cooling. The GT XX uses a central hub thermal system that pulls heat through the car like a controlled vortex. It's not just cooling. It manages heat like it's part of the performance strategy. And it means this thing can push insane power without cooking itself halfway through the run. Then you've got intelligent strategy software, basically a race engineer living in the electronics. It adjusts torque, energy deployment, brake balance, and even cooling in real time. Not traction control, race strategy AI. Mercedes is experimenting with plasma actuators. Instead of relying only on mechanical flaps, the car uses ionized air to reduce turbulence. It alters the airflow itself. And yes, that's exactly as wild as it sounds. Here's the question no one's asking. What tech in this car isn't actually about the car? Answer: the plasma actuators, the AR helmet, the intelligent cooling. That's not car tech. That's aerospace tech, gaming tech, and military tech wearing a Mercedes badge. A laboratory with a license plate. This concept is basically a test bed for everything that probably won't show up in dealerships, but will show up in the future of mobility, racing, and high-end EV engineering. This car isn't the product. The tech is. And just to flex a little, they even developed an AR racing helmet for this concept. A visor overlaying telemetry, racing lines, and real-time car data. It turns the driver's view into a digital interface, not just a helmet, a HUD for the future. Now, let's talk aerodynamics. Active aero is becoming trendy again, but this is full cinematic sci-fi. Adjustable rear channels, morphing surfaces, deep venturi tunnels. This concept is a wind-cheating shapeshifter. And look, I get it. Every concept car says they reinvented aerodynamics. But this one actually feels like Mercedes sat down, opened a physics textbook, and wrote, what if we didn't respect any of these rules? Now let's climb in. Inside, you get a cockpit that feels like a German laboratory melted into a gaming PC. Minimalism with intent. OLED strips, floating panels, deep bucket seating, and a dash that looks like it's calculating your life choices. And of course, Mercedes's hyperscreen influence lingers. But this version is sharper, more modular, and more spaceship than sedan. This isn't just about one car. This is Mercedes showing us what performance EVs might look like in the next decade. Lightweight, high-power motors, aerodynamics as a living system, sculptural minimalism, and performance numbers that rewrite what's possible. And here's the other question no one's asking. Why are other car companies suddenly so quiet? Answer: because Mercedes didn't just show off a concept. They threw down a challenge. Porsche, Tesla, Rimac, all of them just got handed a blueprint for the next decade. This isn't competition. This is Mercedes saying, if your next EV can't compete with this, don't bother. So, yeah, I think this concept matters, not because it's fast, but because it's a sign that the future might still be fun. If you want more breakdowns like this, prototypes, concept cars, and future tech reveals, hit subscribe. This is Artificial Future, where we talk about what's coming next.